25th, 1963, and it is celebrated in various countries on the African continent as well as around the world. So my parents migrated from the African country of Nigeria to America nearly 40 years ago, and as a result, just like many of you here, it gave me an opportunity to experience two different cultures to benefit from the best of both worlds from those countries. So this event has a special place in my heart because as a first-generation American, I am rejoicing in the fact that Mayor Turner administration is recognizing and celebrating Africa Day here in the city of Houston, and also for prioritizing and putting in place multiple initiatives to create a special bond between Houston and Africa. Amen. Mayor Turner also has dedicated staff to foster the relationship between Houston and the African continent, with one of those individuals being our very own brother from the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs, Mr. Mazda Denny. Now give him a round of applause. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Denny to the stage. Mazda.
Well, I don't need to tell you that I'm from Africa, right? Because you can tell the way I speak. But let me begin by thanking my brother Marvin, and I've seen my two bosses, Andy Eakin, the Chief Development Officer, and Chris Olson, my director, and I've right over there. Thank you. And I also have the director of the Houston Airport System, Mary Jad, with us tonight. And a few of my colleagues like Paul, Nicky, from the Mayor's Office of Trade and International Affairs. And let me also thank all the host committee. We have Linda, Tony, Dr. Baptiste, yeah, somewhere here. Okay, I have Linda right here. But they have done a tremendous job to put all this together. And also all our sponsors, because they have done a great job, and all the food that we have over there, the vendors, they provide food for free. So please, whenever you get a chance, just go over there and taste the food. East Africa, and we call Taste of Africa, so we enjoy it. So as Africans, right, we must be proud of ourselves today. Not just because we are beautiful people with a proud heritage, but also because year after year, we come together to celebrate our unity, the unity of our continent. I say unity because that's what the message was on the first Africa Day 56 years ago. My Africa is not what it was 56 years ago. Today as African, we celebrate a bright future. Not only the future of our continent, but also the future of the world. And because the future is Africa. I would like to introduce a man that believes in that future, Mayor Sylvester Turner. Thank you. Mayor Turner is the champion of diversity. He's a man of courage. And let me tell you that it takes courage to be the mayor of the most diverse city in the U.S. It takes courage to be born and raised in the Acres home and become the mayor of the fourth largest city in the country.
4 more years.
4 more years, that's right. That's right.
Mayor Turner serves this city with compassion and works every single day to lift every voice in Houston. It doesn't matter if you come from Africa, Europe, Asia, or anywhere else. This is home. As he always says, in Houston, if you can dream, you can do it. And his life is a testament to that philosophy. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome and make some big noise as we welcome our host for this evening, Mayor Sylvester Turner.
Look, while they get those papers in line. Look, let me just say good evening to every one of you, and good evening, everyone. Look, this is an exciting day, and this is the third year. We started Africa Day in 2017, and now we're here in the third year. I want to give a lot of credit to this guy right here. I want to Mazda. Mazda's just done an exceptional job. Please give it up to Mazda. I want to thank him for giving leadership, and then I want to thank Marvin. Where's Marvin? Where did Marvin go? Oh, there's back, the diplomat. Let me acknowledge Marvin, who's now working over there at the airport system with Mario Diaz. But I certainly want to thank Marvin for his work. He's been here at the city as an intern, and now he's a full-time employee with the city of Houston. So please give it up to Marvin. And look, to the elected officials that are here, there are two council members, Councilmember Martha Castek Tatum and Councilmember Mike Knox. Thank you all for being here and joining in on this celebration. To all the department heads that are here, every single one of them, let me acknowledge every single one of them. To Chris Olson, to his office, I want to acknowledge the staff that's working in our International Affairs Division. And then, of course, we have been greeted by the Congresswoman of the 18th Congressional District. Please give it up to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson. Look, this is we say that we are an international city, and we are. And one of the reasons why we're an international city is because of all of you who are here and those who are not here. I could not be more proud than to be hosting this particular event at City Hall in the Legacy Room. So thank you all for coming and for joining in this incredible celebration. Look, and I too want to thank all of the sponsors here tonight for supporting this great event. We couldn't do it without the sponsors, and so let me thank you. And then without your support, this event could not be possible. And please, again, give a round of applause to all of the sponsors that are making this event possible. And then I want to thank the amazing artists that we have from Africa. And we have some amazing artists. Whether we are looking at the portraits, whether we're looking at the sculpture, whether we're talking about dance, music, you name it. I think the soul of our world, and certainly the soul of Africa, the soul of this country, comes directly from the heart and soul of Africa itself. So I want to thank all of our African artists who are here and participating. I want to thank those who are providing the food at no cost. I certainly want to thank them for their support. Give them a hand for just their participation. This is the third annual Africa Day celebration here at City Hall, and I'm pleased to be here with you all to celebrate the ties between Africa and the city of Houston. Africa's future is bright, there's no question about that, and it has the fastest growing population of any continent and the second fastest growing economy. And by 2034, Africa is expected to have the world's largest working age population of 1.1 billion people, and there are certainly going to be a lot of opportunities for them. The continent of Africa has a third of the planet's mineral resources, 10% of the world's oil reserves, and produces nearly 70% of the global diamond trade. And countries like Nigeria, Angola, Libya, and Algeria are global leaders in the oil export market. It just makes a whole lot of sense for the energy capital of the world right here in the city of Houston to be connected to Africa and all of the countries in Africa. It just makes good sense. And countries like Egypt, South Africa, and Morocco have diversified their economies and increased their GDP. And countries like Kenya, Tanzania, Ghana, and Cameroon are in the process of rapidly transitioning from an agricultural economy to manufacturing and service-based economies. In addition to all of this, Nollywood is now ranked as the second largest film industry in the world, valued at over $3 billion. Give it up to Nollywood. And when I'm done being mayor, I'm looking for a role. I'm already auditioning for it. Okay. Houston enjoys flourishing relationships with many countries within the continent of Africa. And encouraging trade and cultural exchanges with Africa is increasingly vital. As Africa grows, We in Houston will ensure that our relationships with this rich and diverse continent will continue to grow as well. And Houston is Africa's largest U.S. trade partner, and Houston is home to a large number of African immigrants. From 2009 to 2018, trade between Houston and Africa averaged $16 billion annually. 10 African countries have a consular corps presence in Houston. Houston has the largest Nigerian population in the United States, right here in the city of Houston. And that's why we must have a Nigerian consulate here in Houston. And I'm working with the government on both sides to establish a consular representation. And I know if there's any person in Congress that can help to bring that consular corps to the city of Houston, it would be none other than the African sister, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson.
All right.
In closing, let me thank you all for attending this event. I hope you will have a wonderful time. This is the third, but it won't be the last. And quite frankly, it shouldn't just be the third.
That's right.
It should be in the 20th and the 30th and the 40th. And the reality is you cannot say that you're an international global city if you do not celebrate people that come from all over the world.
right.
And you can't do it without talking about Africa and including it right in the center of things. What I will say to you, as long as I am mayor, we're going to stop and appreciate, because the reality is that a person, when we talk about immigration and refugees, when that's in the national and the federal discourse, there are some of us who came here and we didn't come here voluntarily. Some of us are refugees and immigrants, but we were brought here against our will. But regardless of whether we came voluntarily or involuntarily, we all have to remember from whence we have come.
That's right.
We didn't originate or start here. Our roots lie deep.
That's right. That's right.
And in order to know where you're going, you have to know from whence you have come. And you have to embrace your history. It didn't just start right here. It didn't start right here. And so in order to embrace and be 100% of who you are, you have to recognize where you began. And so I could not be more proud than to host this particular event, and there will be more and more to come. Amen. Now, before I go any other, let me take this privilege. I know the Congresswoman is here, and I know she is constantly on the go and constantly moving. So let me just bring her up now to make some remarks before we move forward. So, Congresswoman.
What a pleasure to be able to join the mayor of not only the fourth largest city in the nation, soon to be the third, but one who understands that Africa is king and queen, and all of the countries that have come are truly representative of a great continent and great nations. Thank you, Mayor, for hosting, as you said, this third annual Africa Day. Many friends are in the room, and I thank them so very much for their contributions to making this great city a destination and a place that is loved to live in by people from the many, many countries throughout Africa. Let me say that yesterday in the Judiciary Committee, very glad to say that we voted on and passed out, and it will go to the floor and pass, temporary protective status and extension of the DED for Liberians, temporary protective status for those who come from Guinea and Sierra Leone. And so we are doing things in the United States Congress to be able to impact the continent, but we're also, as members of Congress, working to continue to engage in trade, diplomacy, and relationships. And we have a different voice than you might have heard. We in the United States Congress, the Democratic majority with Nancy Pelosi, joined with this great mayor to say that we want to work together, build together, and grow together. I welcome the fact that I am your sister, he is your brother. We are forever connected, and we will not have it broken, for we are family. God bless all of you, and God bless the United States of America.
do also want to acknowledge the Honorary Consulate Namibia, who's here. Thank you for being here as well. And so let me do this. I'm not going to read this proclamation in full. Are the council members still here? If the council members are still here, why don't you come around? Yeah. And Congresswoman, if you'll come back, if you will, just for a moment. The council, if you're, come on, Council General, just right here. And on this side here. It says, whereas, and then Monster and Chris, why don't you come? Chris Olson and the whole team. Paul. Andy, where's Andy? Ariel's right here. Ariel's here, okay. My department head. Okay, whereas Houston has been enriched by the presence and contribution of its citizens of African descent, and it is appropriate that we recognize their important role in the cultural, civic, and commercial life of our city. And whereas on May 25th, 1963, representatives of 32 African nations convened a conference for the foundation of the Organization of African Unity, now known as the African Union, which is celebrated in various countries on the African continent. And whereas around the world, each year on May 25th, and whereas the city of Houston enjoys thriving relationships with many countries within the continent of Africa, and whereas May 25th, 2019, will mark the 56th anniversary of the creation of the Organization of the African Union. On May 23rd, 2019, Houstonians will come together to celebrate the presence of the African diaspora communities and emphasize Africa's positive cultural and economic impact on the city, as well as raise awareness about the importance of intercultural dialogue, diversity, and inclusion. And whereas Houstonians are honored to commemorate this occasion and express best wishes for the prosperity and the success of African-born Houstonians in the years to come. Therefore, I, Sylvester Turner, Mayor of the City of Houston, hereby proudly proclaim May 23rd, 2019 as Africa Day in Houston, Texas.
I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege. You can make more noise than that.
Amen.
I'm sorry.
Right there. Good.
Man, she's just my friend.